Let's get to it, folks. This story is pretty upsetting. This is what a postmodern society looks like, where the war on truth wages on. Absolute truth no longer exists. There are now as many truths as there are individuals. And that's the society we live in, and that's why we live in a clown world. Liberals, of course, they continue to be the pawns, they continue to be the boots on the ground. The most vulnerable amongst our society tend to always be the victims. Now let's take a listen to this story here. A woman at Gold's Gym, she calls out a gender-confused man for being in the locker room, and of course, she's the one who gets her membership terminated.
How are you?
Did you tell me or not that women like to see
I'm
dick?
the guy asking you a fucking question.
Exactly. Get out of the way now. No. Now he knows how to be a man, right? Now he knows how to be a man. Stay out of the women's locker room. We don't want it. He needs to have his gym membership revoked for that shit. And the woman told you. He assaulted me. The girl told already. We already filed reports. No.
That's fine. I want the video.
You can't get rid of me for this. I'm a woman and I have every right to not want a man in the restroom when I'm naked. There are girls naked in there. Look at them walking in there like it's okay. It's not okay. I understand. I'm not calling. Gold's Gym. Men. Grown men with big dicks in the women's locker room. And that's why I'm getting kicked out. And I want to make sure the girls know. The fuck? Everybody saw that man in the fucking locker room. No one saying shit. And I'm fucking done with it. It's fucking stupid. It's dangerous. Me naked in front of a man without my permission. But I ain't the one who gets kicked out the gym, y'all. I'm terminated for not wanting men in the locker room.
This is the left's America. We live in a postmodern society, and absolute truth is the only thing that they deem offensive. I don't care how many hormonal procedures you have. I don't care how many surgeons you visit. I don't care how many flags you have on your profile pictures, your LinkedIn pictures. Guess what? At the end of the day, God made you a man. You can fake it all you want. You can say it till you're blue in the face, but you are a man. You cannot change your chromosomes. Biology is objectively verifiable, and there's nothing you can do about that. When they advocate for men to creep into women's spaces, they call it inclusion. But if it's your daughter who is underage in that locker room, you will be calling the police. That is not inclusion, that is predatory behavior. Those people are unwell, and it should be nowhere near a woman's locker room. Common sense is not common to everyone. This is a story that she posted on her social media. Let's take a listen to what she had to say here.
I just had the worst experience ever at the gym, at Gold's Gym, and I think this is probably happening at gyms across America. We're like, trans women are going into the women's locker room and not really caring about how women feel about it. And it's really hurtful, yo. Like, how you gonna say you wanna be a woman or that you are a woman, but you don't give a fuck how women feel? Today I was naked in the locker room. I turn around and there's a man there in boy clothes, lip gloss, standing there looking at me. I'm butt naked. So the first thing I think is maybe there's a worker in here. Maybe I missed a sign. I say the word sir to say, sir, what are you doing in here? He goes, don't fucking talk to me. I'm a woman. I have a right to be in here. Immediately, I'm fucking pissed because I'm butt naked. I feel violated. I feel like weird. Like, I don't want to deal with this, right? So the girls are walking in and they're seeing the commotion and they actually chime in and say, yo, I don't know why he's in here. He's not supposed to be in here. And then I talk to the people that work at Gold's Gym and they don't really have anything to do. They just like, oh, we can file a report about it, incident report. What the fuck is going on? Like, listen, how can you say you're a woman or you want to be a woman and you don't care how women feel? That's nothing more manly than not giving a fuck about how women feel, I'd like to think. And I get it, like, everybody has their own things, and I don't want to say that I know everything about gay rights or trans rights. I'm a lesbian. I've been a lesbian my whole life. I treat people how I want to be treated regardless of whatever their sexual orientation is or whatever they decide. So I'm not transphobic, and I'm not homophobic. I'm not straightphobic. I'm not racist. None of these things. I just believe in treating people how I want to be treated. Why do you guys think it's okay for men to be in the women's restroom? And like, when is the cutoff point? Is it like, oh, you cut off your penis, you can come in here? Why aren't women making the laws? And if you really want to fucking be safe and feel good, why don't we just make trans restrooms? Because it ain't right. The way I feel right now. And don't come into my comments about he gay, he ain't looking at you. I don't give a fuck, bro. It's about a feeling, yo. Like, if you never been a little girl who been touched or been through some shit, you won't understand that feeling. And you've never been a little girl.
What she said there came from a deep place, and I can hear the vulnerability in her voice. If you've never been a little girl who's been exposed and unprotected, the feeling of being unprotected as a little girl, you will never understand is what she's trying to tell you guys. Now imagine if that's your daughter and she's in that locker room and you allow something like this to happen. But guess what? Something like that has happened before. So if you look at Loudoun County, Virginia, there was a so-called trans student who was a biological male. He entered into the girls' bathroom where he SA'd a young girl. The school covered it up. They didn't tell the parents. Not only did they not tell the parents, they had the young male transferred to another school, and guess what happens? He ended up SAing another young girl at that school. So here we have, of course, the Loudoun County, they're still in defiance of Trump's Title IX restoration orders. And here we have the students are protesting themselves about what is going on.
Two high school boys in Northern Virginia were punished for allegedly questioning a female student who identifies as male. That student went into the boys' locker room. Now, the boys in the locker room received a 10-day suspension for their reaction to this. Their parents sued Loudoun County Public School District, but there's more. A federal judge ordered the parents to post a $125,000 bond to continue the lawsuit to ensure the parents would be able to pay for the school district's attorney's fees if they end up losing. The parents raised that money, and they raised it quick, and they're going to be able to continue their legal fight. So joining me now is the mother of one of those boys, Renee Smith, and co-counsel to both parents, Josh Hetzler. Renee, I'd love to start with you. In case somebody hasn't yet heard the story of your son and his friend, what did they do when the female identifying as a male went into the boys' locker room?
They had simply a natural reaction to a girl being in the boys' locker room and merely asked the question, why is there a girl in the boys' locker room? I'm uncomfortable. There's a girl in the boys' locker room. How that gets to sexual harassment is beyond me.
So that's it, Renee. Simply noticing reality and offering a soft complaint that it's not right. That's what has amounted to there would be suspension and sexual harassment allegations?
Absolutely. And what is the message that we're sending to young kids across this nation when we're punishing them for speaking up in situations like that, for standing up for their rights?
Yeah, I mean, the message is quite clear that you have to cave to everyone else's insanity. Now, Josh, the judge required everyone to raise a $125,000 bond to continue the lawsuit, suggesting that I need to ensure you can pay if you lose the lawsuit. Is that normal in a lawsuit like this?
Well, let me just say we were very grateful to get the victory of the preliminary injunction, which did say that the boys would continue to go to school and that this would not be on their permanent records through the litigation. But yes, the judge did something very unusual, something that we question whether it's lawful, requiring the parents to pay the school district's legal fees. By the way, the school district said to the court, their legal fees are being paid by insurance. So it's not going to hurt them at all. But the implication is that if the parents can't come up with $125,000 within 3 business days, then their kids are going to be the ones who are punished. Now, thankfully, we saw an outpouring of support in that short time. And last night by midnight, they had raised all the money. And I think it's because, Americans are seeing what this represents, and they know how absurd it is. And we're just so grateful for the outpouring of support. And now we're able to keep these boys in school and this off the records for now, but we look forward to fighting on.
All right. It's got to make you feel good, Renee, and we'll continue to follow the case as it moves through litigation. Josh, Renee, thank you for both being with us here today.
Loudoun County, absolute clown world. Those boys are being, of course, punished for calling out reality. They, of course, gave them 72 hours to come up with over 6 figures when he just said they had insurance and that was what was going to cover it if everything fell through. But the parents, of course, they did a great job. They rallied, they utilized social media, they raised the money. First of all, let's talk about these Democratic judges. These judges need to be investigated and thrown in prison. These judges are ideologically captured and they're being strategically placed in our communities all across the country. That is what's going on here, and that's why we don't see justice, because their job is not, of course, to enforce and carry out justice. Now, this young boy, this is his mother, and you'll never try to catch me trying to obfuscate blame and accountability. That young man is 100% responsible and guilty. But I also want to call out these demons of parents who are 100% responsible for transing their children. This is what's going on here. You have parents who are, of course, are ideologically possessed, and they radicalize their children at a young age, and this is the fruit of that poisonous tree. Mother of Loudoun County bathroom SAer blames victim. You're 15. You can reasonably defend yourself. Imagine. Just pause. The mother is saying to the victim, the girl who is victimized, you're 15. You can reasonably defend yourself. If you're a father, does that not raise a fire in your chest to want to destroy anybody that says something so stupid? This is the clown world we are living in. Again, I'm gonna say that one more time. This is not inclusion. This is advocating and allowing predatory behavior.
When we go in there? Huh? Make sure nobody in here. Hello? See? There go man. There goes the man. There's the man. See what I'm saying? There's the man. You know this is the women's bathroom, right? Sorry. That's the women's bathroom. A man in the women's bathroom. That's why you gotta go in here with your kids. Let me make sure nobody else ain't in here.
This is what happens when you play Russian roulette with your daughters. With your sons and your daughters, we as men, we need to start stepping up. We need to start stepping up in truth and not giving a crap about what these leftist judges, these leftist attorneys, council members have to say. These superintendents, they're all ideologically captured, and we understand this. And we have to understand what we're going up against. We don't wrestle with flesh and blood. So you guys let me know your thoughts down below. This is one of those stories that's just so infuriating, but make sure you like, you comment, you subscribe. Remember, Christ is king. The world may be corrupt now, but there will be a great reconciliation in the end. Deuces.